Hello, dear students. Welcome back to our news channel. Students, today uh, we have a pretty big and important question. Can the state acquire all private property? Or can it be state? We here refer to government, right? Now, it might sound like a big question, but it's something that has shaped history and affects many aspects of our life. So let's just break it out together and find out why it matters. All right, let's start from the beginning. Imagine you have a toy or a game that is yours, right? And one day someone just comes and says, I need to take this for a good cause. How would you feel? A little confused, right? Now let's make this idea even bigger. What if we are talking not about a toy, but a house, a land, or even a big factory that belongs to someone? This is where the big question comes in. Can the government really take over private property? This is something people have been thinking about and debating for a long time. In fact, this question has even reached the India's Supreme Court, where judges have decided and discussed and argued over it. And guess what? They have even made some big decisions on this. So let's talk a little about what private property and public good mean. Private property is just like what it sounds, something that belongs to a person or a private company. It's yours and it's supposed to be protected by the law. But then we have something called the public good. Imagine एक बड़ा सा plot है land का. It could be used to build a park, a hospital, or even a school that could help a lot of people. That's where the public good comes in. It means something that benefits everyone, not just one single person. Right? Public good क्या होता है? जो सबको हेल्प करता है, जो सब हर कोई एक्सेस कर सकता है. जैसे गवर्नमेंट स्कूल हो गया, गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल हो गया, पार्क हो गया. राइट, इट कैन बी एक्सेस बाय एवरीवन. सो एक सिंगल पर्सन की प्रॉपर्टी नहीं होती है. The tricky part is when the government decides it needs private property to create something that serves the public good. Should they be allowed to take it? If yes, then under what conditions? This is the question, right? So let's talk about what is mentioned in our constitution. What is constitution? Yes, this we have discussed many times, and it's like a you know rule book for how our country should work. Originally the constitution included the right to property. हमारे संविधान में पहले राइट टू प्रॉपर्टी एक मौलिक अधिकार था, फंडामेंटल राइट था. This meant that private property was protected and no one, not even the government, could take it away without a very strong reason. तो जब राइट टू प्रॉपर्टी एक मौलिक अधिकार था, फंडामेंटल राइट था, तो उस टाइम पर प्राइवेट प्रॉपर्टी को कोई भी नहीं ले सकता था विदाउट अ वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग रीजन. बट over time, our leaders thought that sometimes the government might need to use private property for the good of everyone. So, in the year 1978, 1978 में क्या हुआ? They decided to make some changes. Yes, in the year 1978, they decided to make some changes. क्या change था? They removed the right to property from the list of fundamental rights. Right? So, fundamental rights तो सभी citizen के पास है, no matter what. Instead, अब right to property क्या हो गया? Regular right हो गया. मतलब which means the government could now have more say in taking property if it was really necessary. पहले क्या था कि प्राइवेट प्रॉपर्टी, राइट टू प्रॉपर्टी वाज फंडामेंटल राइट। फंडामेंटल राइट के टाइम पे आपको पता है कि फंडामेंटल राइट हमारे कुछ ऐसे राइट्स हैं which cannot be taken away easily by the government, and if it is being violated, any person can approach Supreme Court for that matter, right? But 1978 में राइट टू प्रॉपर्टी ओमिट कर दिया गया फंडामेंटल राइट्स की लिस्ट से, उसको रेगुलर राइट बना दिया। अब रेगुलर राइट बनाने से क्या होता है, गवर्नमेंट का मोर गवर्नमेंट के पास पार आ जाती है कि अगर प्रॉपर्टी, किसी की भी प्राइवेट प्रॉपर्टी उन्हें चाहिए किसी पब्लिक गुड के लिए, तो वो इजीली ऑक्यूपाई एक्वायर कर सकते हैं, राइट? तो अब बात आती है, व्हाट इज आर्टिकल 39B, which is mentioned in this news article many times. 39B क्या है? So here's where it gets interesting. There's a part of the constitution in the article 39B, it says 39 क्या है, 39B। अब 39B में क्या लिखा है कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में? It says that resources, which could mean land, water, minerals, and even private property, should be used in a way that benefits everyone. What does, but what does that mean? Let's break it down. Imagine if there's a lot of land with important resources like water or minerals. If one person owns all of it, they could decide to keep it to themselves, right? Even though it could help a whole town or city. So, Article 39B was written to make sure that resources are used for the common good. So, Article 39B allows the government to think about using private property if it can help many people. But then there's a big but, right? It's not supposed to be used just in any situation कि चलो किसी भी सिचुएशन में हम किसी की भी प्राइवेट प्रॉपर्टी गवर्नमेंट को अच्छा लगा तो यूज करने लगे, ऐसा नहीं हो सकता, राइट? क्योंकि इंडिया एक डेमोक्रेसी है। सो it's meant to be used for resources that are important to everyone, like water, minerals, or big industries that impact the country. Right? So, now let's just look at what the Supreme Court has said about all this. See, over the years, जब आप इस कॉलम में पढ़ोगे what were earlier judgments, over the years different judges have different opinions on Article 39B, like what it actually means. And one famous case happened in the year 1977. Okay, कौन सा केस था? State of Karnataka versus Ranganatha Reddy. A group of judges in this case decided that material resources of the community, material resources of the community, which is contained in the Article 39B, included pretty much anything that the government thought was useful for the public. This was important case. It was called State of Karnataka versus Ranganath Reddy case. So in this case, government wanted to take over private bus services to make public transportation better for everyone. And one judge named Justice V.R. Krishna, yes, Justice V.R. Krishna Iyer, he said that material resources of the community could mean any property that serves people needs. ओके, जो भी लोगों की नीड्स को फुलफिल कर रहा है, सर्व कर रहा है। एंड दिस वाज अ बिग डील because It gave the government a lot of power to take over private property if it was thought to serve the public. But some people felt that this interpretation was a little too broad. Should the government really have that much power, or should there be limits? So, fast forward to 2022. अब 2022 की बात करते हैं. क्या हुआ 2022 में? Yes. uh, सो 2022 में सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने एक और डिसीजन लेकर आए, एंड अ न्यू केस, स्टेट ऑफ महाराष्ट्र, यस, स्टेट ऑफ महाराष्ट्र was brought up to the court, Supreme Court, where judges had, in this case, judges had to decide if private property could really be taken over so easily for the public good, जैसे मेंशन किया था इस केस में. तो क्या इतना आसान है कि कि जो गवर्नमेंट है वो प्राइवेट प्रॉपर्टी को पब्लिक गुड के लिए टेक ओवर कर सकती है, जैसे कि इस 1977 के केस में मेंशन है? क्या सच में इतना इजी है? Right? This time, students, the court took a different approach. The judges said that not every private property could be considered a material resource of the community. For example, if a property only benefits one person or doesn't have a big impact on the public, it can't be taken over just because it's private. So the court's majority opinion was that only resources with public utility things, the clear public utility का मतलब क्या होता है? वो चीजें, things that really benefit the community, then only it could be considered for public use under Article 39B. तो मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि प्राइवेट प्रॉपर्टी है तो जी ठीक है जी, पब्लिक गुड के लिए हम उसको, बाय हम आई मीन गवर्नमेंट एक्वायर कर लेती है. यहाँ पर सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा है कि ये भी देखना जरूरी है कि क्या वो प्राइवेट प्रॉपर्टी को अगर पब्लिक गुड में कन्वर्ट कर रहे हैं, सो इज इट रियली गोना बेनिफिट द पब्लिक और नॉट. This ruling made it clear that the government doesn't have an unlimited right to take over private property. And there has to be a strong reason that it should truly benefit the public. Right? Now, you might be thinking, why should I care about this? Well, this decision is about balancing the rights of individuals with the needs of the community. Rights of the individual with the needs of the community. Right? Imagine if your family owns a piece of land, knowing that the government can't just take it away without a strong reason gives you a sense of security, right? At the same time, if there's a big public need, like building a hospital or a school, and the government has the option to consider using land for everyone's benefit, then इस situation में it provides a sort of balance uh, to this whole situation. This balancing act is essential in making sure that both the private rights and public needs are respected. कि प्राइवेट राइट्स है और जो पब्लिक नीड्स है वो भी रिस्पेक्ट की जा रही हैं. सो व्हाट्स नेक्स्ट? व्हाट डज द फ्यूचर लुक लाइक? Now, this is still a topic that's likely to come up in debates and court cases. And lawmakers, judges, and citizens are always thinking about how to balance private property rights with the needs of the community. So, as you grow up, you might see more changes and new ideas about how to handle private property and public good. All right. So that's all for today's episode. We have explored a big question, which is, can the government take over private property? Right? I hope you learned something new and enjoyed diving into this important topic with us. Remember, understanding these ideas helps us become more informed citizens who can think about what is fair and just for everyone, right? So, thanks for tuning in and don't forget to join us next time for more exciting topics and questions. Keep asking questions, keep exploring, and as always, stay curious.